You said privilege.
Yes, it's a privilege.
I just need to know which privilege is being eroded.
These are the three privileges that have been. Then I want to
okay.
tell them. Yes. Sir, I'm privileged to be a Nigerian in the first place. And the Nigerian situation, that's the Nigerian national situation, particularly the issue of governance and the body politic, have been dealt a blow where my privileges have been stampeded because of the controversies, overheating of the polity, tension and anxiety, and oblivion, and in fact uncertain future, which myself and my family are subjected to, and my constituents, who brought me privilegedly to this house, sir. Number two, sir, we have a House resolution.
Order, Mr. Speaker.
He's already on a point of order. Let me rule first.
Sir, my other privilege is that being a member of this house, we had a resolution whereby an ad hoc committee of 6 people are to go to Saudi Arabia to look at Mr. President, empathize with him, the position of the house, and also
to look at Mr. President.
To look, yes, at his health. Forget about the use of English.
No. You need to quote the resolution.
Okay, to see Mr. President, if you so wish, and empathize with him regarding the situation of his health and report back to the House. This particular committee, up till now, 3 weeks after, have not traveled, and this is contrary to our House Rules, Order 8, Section 14, regarding dispensation of notice. And the final one, sir, is that I have been contacted by many people in one way or the other, particularly my constituents, my friends, and even some of my members of family, about what is happening regarding this situation that we are in. And also the House has received lots of visits, contacts and communications from many eminent persons, including former presidents, distinguished Senator Pius Ayim Group, Arewa Consultative Forum, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Save Nigeria Group, South Caucus, the Senate, and so even some governors. Sir. I want to know, because I don't know what they have come with, whether this communication is in writing or not. What have they brought? My privilege have been stampeded. I have not been notified about it, and I feel I need to raise this point order that my privileges have been dealt with, and I want to move a motion regarding this situation, Mr. President.
Okay. Privileges. First, the first one you mentioned definitely does apply. The third aspect, well, I would just instruct the rules and business to notify every member that's not been notified. But in any case, leader of the delegation, we asked you about this trip on Thursday, and you said that you would forward your passports for visa, and I know that I have signed off when necessary. So let us know how far to check. You can sit down now.
I represent the good people of Agena Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Niger State. And by the will of God, the leader of the delegation to Saudi Arabia. Mr. Speaker, sir, after our discussions here last week, we applied for the visa.
Members, please take your seat. Please take your seat.
We applied for the visa, and this afternoon we have gotten the visa, so we are preparing to take off for Twitter.
You've gotten the visa?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Clerk of the House, are the funds ready for this visit? Are the funds ready? Funds are ready. So, Honorable Sani, they will be on their move. Now, can we move on, gentlemen?
Order. Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Hold on, there's another point of order been raised. I've ruled on yours, you can sit down. Honorable Dickson, please. Which point of order? Please, gentlemen, honorable colleagues, please. You have the floor. Please, you have the floor.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. My dear colleague,
has raised an issue. Order 5, Mr.
Honorable
Speaker.
colleagues, allow Honorable Dickson to take the floor. Please. Honorable Dickson is referring to Order 5 privileges. Is that correct? Okay, give him a rule book so he can read.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You are most welcome, Honorable Dickson.
Mr. Speaker, we are talking about Order 5 privileges, principally hinged upon the third ground of the privileges, the issue on privilege raised by my good brother and friend, the Honorable Abdul Sani. To the fact that, Mr. Speaker, as a member of this Honorable House, I believe that it is our right to be acquainted with the correspondences to the House.
Honorable colleagues, order.
I believe it is our right to be told the nature and character of correspondences emanating from former presidents, former chief justices of this great country. To Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you'll agree with me, sir, that these correspondences and other like correspondences were not addressed to you personally, but to this House as an institution. And to that extent, it will constitute a grave violation of my privilege and the privileges of all of us if we are kept in the dark.
Please, carry on. Please.
Mr. Speaker, as my colleagues,
My dear colleagues, honorables, please.
The beauty of our democracy, our young democracy, the majority will have their way, but the minority will have a say.
Order, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for protecting my say.
Order, please.
I was saying earlier, Mr. Speaker, that correspondences on a matter as sensitive, as topical, as the issues covered by the subject matter we are talking about ought to be communicated to honorable colleagues in this chamber so that we can all give our various perspectives as individual representatives to enrich the decision-making process in service of our great country. And Mr. Speaker, I therefore align myself wholeheartedly with the third arm of the issue of privilege raised by my good brother and friend. The validity of our democracy depends on the validity of this floor. And I would like us to be sensitive to that responsibility. I rest my case. Thank you.
Sincerely hope that unless you have a copy of that letter, you may not make any unguarded accusations. In any case, rules and business, please make sure that all copies of all this correspondence with reference to the important subject matter in which my dear honorable member from Bayelsa State is talking about is communicated to every single member of this chamber, including all necessary court judgments that are attached to explain to members on how to take on this subject. Is that okay? As soon as possible. Honorable colleagues, can we get on with the business of the day now?
Let me say that the Committee on Justice has completed its work on this referral, this very important bill, but I had no notice until I stepped in here that the presentation will be today. I will therefore graciously ask Mr. Speaker to either stand it down later for about 30 minutes or 1 hour to enable me get up, collect the original and come and present it, or to give the earliest date subject to Mr. Speaker's convenience.
To do with the Speaker or the office of the Speaker. However, Chairman rules, please read.
Yes, it says that the state social order is founded on ideals of freedom, equality, and justice. In furtherance of the social order, every citizen shall have equality of rights, obligations, and opportunities before the law. The sanctity of the human person shall be recognized and human dignity shall be maintained and enhanced. And finally, sir, governmental actions shall be humane. Sir, I still want to say that there is no social justice in the sense that there is a very important power vacuum and we are remaining indolent.
Honorable colleague, you know what? I'll make this very easy for you.
Yes.
Why don't you just present a motion if you have one?
Okay, I have, Mr.
You have a motion to present?
Yes, I have.
Why don't you follow the rules of the book to present it now?
You just have to attack me. Fine. So can I come and discuss it with you so that I can...
You have discussed with me. Now, proceed.
Okay, thank you very much.
Please, order, honorable colleagues. Order!
I am giving you all the waivers. So just present this motion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My motion, sir, is on urging Mr. President to transmit to the National Assembly pursuant to Section 145.
Honorable colleagues, can you take your seats?
Yeah, it's on. It's on, yes. Thank you very much, sir. My motion is urging Mr. President to transmit to the National Assembly.
Point of order.
Pursuant to Section 145 of the Constitution of the Federal
Point of order.
Republic of Nigeria, 1999.
My dear colleagues.
Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, I'd like to draw the attention of this Honorable House to Order 9, Rule 1, Sub 6.
Which page?
Mr. Speaker, it's on page 31.
Please go ahead.
With your kind permission, sir, may I read? The order simply says, Mr. Speaker, that it shall be out of order to attempt to reconsider any specific question upon which the House has come to a conclusion during the current session except upon a substantive motion for rescission. Mr. Speaker, the issue being raised now relates to the matter of a power vacuum. And to the best of my recollection, just this morning, the Honorable Speaker had directed that information should be given to us, meaning that as far as that matter is concerned, the chair has ruled on that matter. The only way by which that matter can be introduced is by way of a substantive motion, Mr. Speaker. This is our rules.
Mr. Speaker, I'm coming under Order 9, Rule 9. Order 9, Rule 19, page 31. And the order says, a member desiring to speak shall raise his hand in his place, and if called upon, which I have been called upon, shall stand and address his observation to the Speaker or the Chairman. Mr. Speaker, my friend and colleague, Honorable Sani, has raised a fundamental matter which has been in the front burner in this country. And I think, whatever he has, let us hear him. Let's waive existing rules and regulations and debate what he has said. Mr. Speaker, he has an opinion. We have an opinion. We cannot continue to postpone discussing this matter in plenary. And what is it that he's saying? We have discussed this matter severally. Yes. We know our options. We know the rules. We are parliamentarians. We are binded by 3 rules: the Constitution, legislative powers and privilege, and the House rules. Let him please come up with this, and then we discuss it by the grace of the House.
Any member would feel that it was not given the opportunity to present his issues. So, Honorable Sani Abdul, you have given us your prayer. We now need the motion. And then I will put it to the floor whether or not it should be discussed. And then we'll move on.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, arising from the submission by the former leader of the House, Honorable Abdul Ningi, and the clear signal from the chair, I want to believe that Honorable Sani Audu has been given all the waivers by this House. Mr. Speaker has consented that he moves his motion and we take it today and determine the matter today. So I believe, Mr. Speaker, please, in the same spirit that you have ruled, we allow Honorable Sani Audu to present his matter, waiving every rule that we have, and then we take it and discuss it and agree on it, and the House will take a position on it. I so submit.
Rule 6. It shall be out of order to attempt to reconsider any specific question upon which the House has come to a conclusion during the current session, except upon a substantive motion. Mr. Speaker, sir, the point I'm raising is this. This House was the first to sit down here, looked at all the issues, analyzed the Constitution, analyzed the English embedded in the Constitution, and Mr. Speaker, after all that exercise, this House came out with a resolution, mandated a committee for which you asked the leader of that delegation this morning before us to say, what extent have you gone? When are you traveling? Mr. Speaker, before us here, the leader of the delegation confirmed to us that they have procured the visa. You asked the clerk said the money was ready. They said they are going to travel. Mr. Speaker, of what effect, therefore, are we raising this issue? When this House has sent a delegation, the delegation
Point of order,
is yet
Mr.
to
Speaker.
report to us.
Point of order.
I think it will be an exercise in futility. Let us rest
No,
on our
don't
oars
worry.
and let the
We have to
delegation
guide
go
this
and
House.
come back and give us our message.
Point of order, Mr.
Speaker.
Speaker. I think, Mr. Speaker, with all due respect, that the contributions by my good friend and brother, Honorable Ike Shinwo, is predetermining and prejudging and preempting the motion that is yet to be moved. That's the point I want to bring to Mr. Speaker's attention. Because Mr. Speaker is not a participant in the debate, this one or any other one. What Mr. Speaker is to be assisted by us to guide the House properly and rightly. The motion has been tabled to be moved. A motion has been gratuitously moved and granted by the chair, by Mr. Speaker, that all rules are hereby waived. The proper thing, Mr. Speaker, therefore, is for the mover of the motion to be told to move his motion. Then he can speak against it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Sani Abdo has moved a motion. And he has not completed moving his motion. So, I again give the floor to him to move this motion.
Order, Mr. Speaker.
Please, Honorable Sani Abdo.
Urging Mr. President to transmit to the National Assembly, pursuant to Section 145 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, that the House notes that Mr. President has been away from the country since 23rd November